the governor has left, or, you know, or even under the leadership of the governor. That's what some people will say. But there are people like that who will say, no, I just want to be a technical person. I'm happy to be appointed every time. How would you ask those people to overcome the barrier, the thinking that this politics is too murky for me? Is there anything we can do about it?
Well, I'm not holding brief for him, but the truth is, like, if you want to change it, you must be at the policy level. You must be part of the process. So whether you are appointed or elective position, you are part of that process. Now, let me take you back. The private sector too has its own issues. And sometimes in the private sector, for a private sector person to succeed, you must also get into the muddy waters. So whether you find yourself in the private sector or the public sector, you are facing the same problem. So for me, I would advise young people that for you to change it, for us to change our future, for us to get where we want to be as a nation, for us to pull our weight as Nigerians, we must get involved.
Well, I think we've come to the end of this session, but I understand that we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the audience to quickly ask a question or two before we finally wrap up. Any questions? Okay, I see a hand up. Is anyone going to help us? Great. I'm hoping that I also see the hand of young people.
Quick
I
one.
mean, and women too. Good.
Mr. Governor, Mr. Minister. I think Billy did it for us. Our conversation here is very academic, and I don't want to be popular, but I want to be honest with you. Not until, as a nation, we make some hard choices, how we want to treat education or treat health, we won't get it right. I was born in Ibadan. My dad moved to Benin when Midwest State was created in 1964. In 1967, there was civil war. He took us to the village, which means I went to primary school, secondary school in a village in Edo State. And at 40, I was able to go for a banking license in this country, which means with education and character and family value, youths will succeed. We've destroyed our school system. You do not give power, you earn it. Everybody on this table, you are there because you have knowledge and you have character. Not until we go back to the value system that will give us education and character at youth level, we ain't going nowhere. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I see a hand up there. Thank you very much, sir. I see a young lady standing up there. Bisola, please.
Sorry, I'm very surprised that we're not talking about imposition and godfatherism here. I am so surprised that we're not talking about it because it's one of the major problems we have in Nigerian politics, godfatherism. I have to be loyal to somebody. I have to be in a caucus to seek elective position. I think it's a big shame here in this country. Please.
What's your question, please?
I'm just saying, godfatherism, we're not talking about it. Godfatherism imposition.
Okay, great. Do we have any question? I know, there's one more. I think we have room for one more, and then we'll wrap up. Question, comment? Okay, this way, please. This way. No, towards the middle, sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Honorable Soyala Avedebe. I'm interested to vie for Lagos State House of Assembly next year. So as a youth, now, not minding the long passage of not too young bill, I'm just 30, fresh, 30 years old. So I think my question is, how may I go with this? Right now that I'm 30 years, it does not stop me from contesting. So, not minding the machinery at my disposal. At now, I may not be financially buoyant, but out of what I have, I can still make an edge.
Okay, he wants to know how he can participate in politics. We'll take one more. One more. Organizers, please, one more. That's over there. Let's take that young lady. Let it be balanced, please. 2 women and 2 men. Thank you.
Okay, my question is, how do we get the youth in the diaspora to get interested in Nigerian politics? Because the kind of reputation our politics has right now, the kind of politics our country has right now, most of our youth in the abroad, they don't want to get involved. So how do we make it more pleasant for them to want to get involved if they decide to come back to the country?
Okay, I don't know if anyone's going to make it pleasant for anybody abroad, but hey, the question is not for me. I'm afraid that we've totally run out of time. I'm going to give you have heard the comments, panelists. I'm going to give you 1 minute each to respond to that, and, to the questions and comments. We talked about godfatherism. We talked about the reunion of the education system, even though some people will say that it's all part of the politics. If you do not build a political system that is interested in building the education, then it's a vicious circle. So let me quickly ask you to quickly take on this comments and questions and wrap up. Thank you. So Aisha, let's start with you.
Thanks. I'll just talk about godfatherism. I think I didn't mention it specifically, and maybe nobody did, but it's implied, I thought, in saying that our parties are fundamentally undemocratic. And they're undemocratic because we are not in them, and we're not funding them. So we're not there to influence, and we're not there to fund the parties. In the past, the people funded the parties. Now, the politicians fund the party. That's part of our problem with godfatherism. So it's noted, but how do we deal with it? And it goes back to making, politics more engaging. The last question, I'll take that, and I'd like to just sum up something that Mr. Fashola said to Uniben students in 2016. He said, we need to challenge the existing order and create new orders. So thinking about that within the political sphere, my advice to young people is first, study the existing order. You cannot dismantle and replace an order you don't understand, which is why I advocate for people to join parties or start new parties. We have 68 parties. Join one, fund one, infuse one with your values. The second thing is to be politically conscious, which is not just voting during elections, but as I said, sacrificing and building. Join any party. We have 68 parties, but be a party member who goes for meetings, who funds the parties, and who makes the parties vibrant. And then for me, the third thing is have a vision. We don't have a common vision. As a nation, we don't. Our common vision is complaining about what is wrong. But we don't have a common vision that's positive about what we want to build. So for me, young people, break away from that and build a vision that you want to work towards. And finally, don't organize around the things that the old guard have organized around. Typically, we are organized around ethnicity and religion, which is why we have zoning. Young people, please organize around values, around your characters, around your experience, around